Yes, I'm living with the constant reminder that I probably came around too late. It took it a minute to see how we finish. Got to excuse my decisions.
What's going on? This is Elijah, aka E Will, and right now you're tuned into Lynn's playlist.
I wanna make clear my position, that way you won't miss it. Check my status now. Check my status now. It's something for you to see.
That's quite alright. I'm excited because we've been doing each other since then.
Since what, 12, 13?
Yes, seems like a long time ago, right? So that's fine. You can call me Elijah. Yes, absolutely. But yeah, everything's going on at the same time. It never stops. But here more recently, of course, life, wife, kids, all that. I've more so been concentrating on the back end of music. When I say back end, just help cultivating others get to where they want to be, help their creativity in music. More so these days. Like you said, we got a lot of catching up to do. Since then, I've done shows, I've done music videos and different things like that. But now I believe with that wisdom, I want to share it. That's where I am now.
Because the last time we talked, you had a single out with Aaron.
Yes.
And
you can hold it down.
Yeah. And then I seen you at Washington Park, right?
Yeah.
You had a show there. And then now you have this new thing where Do the Right Thing and then podcasts and everything. Talk more about that.
That expanded. After, again, you mentioned, Washington Park and doing shows like that. Then shout out to my homeboy, Aaron Staccato. That was amazing experience at that time. And then just people, knew me for, the songs that I had created. Within the last year, a couple of friends of mine, we would just talk around the table, kind of like what we're doing right now. And he kind of planted, my friend John and Carter, kind of planted the seed in my head. Hey, you have a studio. Let's just talk about some things.
Right.
And they helped me develop the concept, and then it just took off from there. I wanted to make sure the video was involved in that, and it just took off from there. To be quite honest with you, and honestly, the most important thing is that it provided a platform.
Right.
For just regular everyday folks like me and yourself.
So talk more about the new project that you got going on right now.
Yes, so I got right now Status. Is a song that myself and Nakia Shante, one of my partners.
And she'll be here too.
She'll be here. Is that right?
Yeah,
that's my homegirl.
Yeah.
That's my homegirl. Shout out to Nakia Shante. We actually have a studio together, an operating studio together. And out of the many things that we've done, the one song that we knew that we wanted to push was Status. It's not released as of yet. March 16th will be the day.
So it'll be an album, not just a song.
So it's a single for between me and her. That's right now. Me personally, my album again is in the works right now.
Okay.
It's in the works right now at our studio.
Okay.
And I haven't named it yet.
Okay.
I have about 12 songs so far. I want to get to about 16. I know it's a lot, but it's been a while. It's been about 4 years since.
But I kind of like tracks that have 16 because it showed you their depth and how they matured from the time they was to the time they are.
Yes, it's been a journey since my first album, In the Name of R&B, shameless plug, Spotify, iTunes, all that. And it's been a journey. At that time, it was more so. It was soulful. I wrote from the first 20 years of my life at that particular time.
Okay.
Since then, again, things have been up and down. And that experience in itself, it took time to cultivate that in the studio. To be quite honest with you, because I take the craft very seriously. But now, again, it's even so much to the point that I'm such a perfectionist that I can't get like the name of it. I got a couple of names. I don't want to put them out there, and it's wrong when the tape come out. Right. But again, the songs are there, and it's more so I'm being more open and honest this time around. Okay, so another question that comes to mind: when you create your sound, your music. Because I know you play too. Mm-hmm. You play the drums, and then do you still play the keyboard? Keyboards, a little bit of bass. It's all, and that more so is like programming now. You know what I mean? I
like Pro Tools.
Yeah. It's all. If I do it, I do it a couple of times, or however many times I need to, and then put it in digitally, and then create it from there. Yeah.
So when you create your sound, do you already know what you're gonna talk about, or do you like sleep on it, then come back? Do you like have like daydreams about a song, or how do things?
You know what? It various ways. Sometimes, and even a couple of songs on this next project were very intentional. Mm-hmm. I knew I needed to be in a certain type of space in the studio. I needed to block out 2 days to get it, this idea out. And other times, it's a lot of the times, I'm not even gonna lie. I get to the studio at that particular time, and I just go at that particular time.
So no matter what time you just go.
It could be 2:00 in the morning. It could be It's that passionate and that serious for me. Majority of the time, though, however, I like to go line for line in the studio. So as I'm at that particular moment, that time, I'm all about that moment right then and there. Mm-hmm. It just comes at that particular time. Once I plant myself in that environment, it comes. Yeah. So outside of that, I mean, between kids and work and stuff like that, I don't necessarily have that time to kind of have that space. But when I place myself in that space, it comes. Yeah.
Wow. So do you work with other writers in the city or in New York and talk to people there and help write, or do you just stay with the natives?
So, be it the blessing of having a studio and owning the studio is that the people come to you. Okay. So yes, I do. To answer your question, collaborate with a lot of people, and this is throughout a long time of me doing this. A lot of people throughout the city, yes, and people throughout the city. I would like to get out a little bit more to the major cities, New York, LA, Chicago, different things like that. I've grown accustomed to it coming to me. To be quite honest with you, that's what I built bare hands with, as far as the studio is concerned, for people to come to me. Not only just me, and even just my partners that I have with me, my teammates are calling. Within their connections, it still comes to me. Or what have you. But yeah, collaborations all day. All day, yes. Absolutely, all day.
Now, how long did it take you to build your studio?
It honestly took maybe 7 or 8 months. And it was a lot of intricate details that we wanted to put place in there. And then, especially when you're starting from your own money, sometimes it's like you got to hold off on some things, make some sacrifices here, got to get some more money, particularly. But it took about 7 or 8 months for it to really cultivate into the ideas that we had. To us being now 2 years running now. Yeah, 2 years running now. So that's doesn't sound like a long time in the grand scheme of years, but it's progressed a lot within those 2 years, though.
Wow.
Yes.
That's a blessing.
It is. It most certainly is. Anybody out there doing anything for whatever time, if you again to cultivate any of the ideas that you have and to see it in form, whether if it is a studio, whether if it is what we're doing here right now, anything. I mean, that's a blessing in itself. Right.
So another question: who is E-Will in this era?
E-Will
2018. Who is E-Will in 2018?
That's a loaded question. That's a good one though. E-Will in 2018. I like to use the phrase "young OG" now. Just celebrated his birthday. I'm 32 years old now, and it's so long away from us being 12, 13 years old.
Right.
But maturity level has changed. Energy levels has changed. I can, what you could accept and what you could do 10 years ago, you can't, necessarily do it anymore. But then I'm very aware of energies, period, that I allow it to me. You know what I mean? That's something when you're 20 years old, you don't necessarily look at it and think, because you just keep going and you're trying to find out. I know exactly, who I am as a man, as a husband, as a father, and still growing. Hopefully one day, 2018, what I'm saying it right now, I want to be more involved in community. 2018, you will. But if that is, I hate to use the word politics. I hate the word. But just being involved in community, that's 2018, you will right now. And keeping it fun, always.
Now, here's a tough question. How do you separate from being a father, husband, and an artist?
Yes.
Because it's three different things, and you have to know how to balance it.
It's all the same. That's what we're talking about, Elijah versus E. Will and the young OG. Yes. But communication is key. Communication is key. Scheduling. My schedule is bananas. It's tight, but again, honestly, if it's not on my schedule, it's like, oh my goodness, what the heck happened? Right. But budgeting my time, more so communicating with people as well, and letting people know where I stand, what I can do, what I can't do, picking those battles as well. It leads me to be able to decipher, what needs to be done as Elijah, the husband, the father. What needs to be done studio-wise or musically, or just even being involved with the community as well. It's tight schedules, getting up very early.
How early do you get up?
6, maybe 5:30 every day. Yeah, well, to me, you don't have to. You can sleep all day if you want to. But again, to the way that I hate to use the word structure. This is something I wouldn't have used 10 years ago either. But the way that it works for me is that if I'm getting up early, things get done earlier. I'm able to see more people. I'm able to do more things nowadays. And that's just advice to anybody that may want to take on more in life.
And what makes up E Will? What's the elements of E Will?
A lot of what makes up E Will. Just being open and honest right now. I would say being tested, tried, and true right now. Again, being 32 years old and just being right now tested, tried, and true. That's E Will. It's been a lot of trials, been a lot of different things and tests and what have you. But just to be here today and to overcome a lot of that, that's E Will. It's even in my songs. I even say it. That's E Will. But yeah, that's a good one. That's a great question. As a matter of fact,
I always ask people that because I want to know what makes them up.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people come up with BS, cliche answers. I want people, when I interview people, I want people to know that I'm digging into your mindset. I want to see what makes you up.
Well, that's good.
Because a lot of people don't know who they are when they're in the music industry.
That's true.
And then they get lost into their identity.
That's true.
I hate to say it, but like Michael Jackson. He got lost in his identity because he changed his face. Yes. Plastic surgery.
And credit to Mike and anybody else that's doing it. Staying true to yourself is important. I'm a big proponent of that. Being open and honest with yourself as well. That's you hit it right on the head. Again, that's tested, tried, and true.
Now let's talk about conflict of interest. How did you come up with that title in your song? Because I looked up like, what does that mean? Like, I know what it means, but like, in your aspect, what does that mean? Yeah,
so conflict of interest, again, being open and honest every day. Like you said, between the schedule, between being a father, husband, musician, activist, there's conflicts in all of it. Just being who I am. That title particularly, for a moment in time, identified just being me in my situation. To everywhere that I would turn, there was a conflict. I wasn't going to be able to make people happy. in every single turn of life. It took me a while to get to that point. So conflict of interest, the song even represents that. Is that I even have a line, good and evil in my conscience, while I'm dealing with imposters every single day. And you even mentioned it, people with the facade. Either way that you turn, there's not going to be anybody, or there's not going to be people that likes every single decision that you make, but you have to keep going on. So that's a conflict of interest right there.
Yeah.
And it's real, but staying true to yourself, like I said before, that keeps it going.
Yeah, you have to, because it's sad to see that this generation does a lot of plastic surgery and copy off of what they see mimic what they see on television, and then too, not only that, they don't look at it as a bigger picture. It's not just them; it's their family that's involved.
Yeah,
like not just social media, but housewives, what they call them,
the housewives, the reality TV.
Reality TV. Like I hate that. Because if you look at it from 2008 to now, it just been going.
Yeah,
our kids.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, that's it.
Us growing up, who we had? We had Brandy, Aaliyah, Monica, and their parents were more about what they did in the industry.
I'm going to add to that, even. And not knock any of these, companies because they brought the world closer, I would say, in some aspect. But even the Instagrams, even the social media, even that, it's for a quick moment in time. You're inputting information that somebody took time to put out there,
right,
good or bad, whatever the case is, and we start developing. I hate to say it, with judgments, if you will. And I guess that's probably not the word to use, but
it is judgment because people assume that you're living in one lifestyle and you live in another, or you could be living that lifestyle and then people get jealous of you.
Yes, so if it's abused, it can be looked at as a negative thing. However, on the flip side of it, it brings us closer because some people, we can't connect with somebody face to face like we always want to. Seems like these days. So it's you're right. I would say let's just get back to the realness, the reality, the conversations.
Right.
I think I made it a point to have the dialogue and the conversation. That's what Say the Right Thing was about. Even the podcast was have the dialogue and the conversations about the things that again have that affects us, or even the good times, bad times, or what have you. That's where that honestly came from.
Right. Okay, so this is what I tell people every time they interview. I want you looking at camera.
Yes.
Right. And then any advice that you could give to the next generation.
To the next generation.
Yes.
To the next generation, because this is going in the time capsule. So whoever sees this in the year 20, whatever, be yourself. Be exactly who you are. Again, you have to find out who you are, and when you do, stick to that. That doesn't necessarily mean that you have to stay stagnant, because life is about change. And just know that, again, with the hurdles and the good times and the bad times, if you stick to who you are, that's the more happier you'll be. We all put our faith in different things like money and all of these material things, but happiness, true happiness and health is what is very important to the next generation. Mark my words. That's good too.
Check that status.
I'm living with the constant reminder that I'm probably